Are we live now? Are we live? I think we're live now. That's a question. But yeah, we are. Yay. So today is going to be our Madeira day. If you have no idea what the airport at Madeira looks like, it's an interesting one. So, but we're going from Gibraltar. Don't know why things were in the middle of that. It's still loading. Actually, let me just go ahead and pull that in right now. You can start at Gibraltar. Good. Why is the sim acting weird? There you go. Today we're taking the A321, to be clear. We're starting the day off at Gibraltar. To be clear. I guess any one of those answers is fine. Round 3. I did just update Fenix and update all of our nav data and everything, so. Speedbird, Speedbird. 5-6 kilo. 3, 2, 1. And we still need to follow our flight plan, of course. Let me go ahead and actually. Oh, we just gotta get that dealt with real quickly. My flights. Sorry, my words were. Here's bird 5-6 kilo. IAE. Oh no, speed reasonably light. About 2 hours, so that's not horrendous. We might make it to Lisbon today. That could be a certain goal. Be ready to fly. Jolly. External power on. Good. Pre-file this on that sim. We need the batteries on. That on. We are using the we've updated the Fenix today, so what that means is we're good. Speedbird 5-6 kilo. There we go. Mass imbalance, load aircraft. Fast. Nice. Anyway, for those who don't know what Madeira looks like, you are all in for a treat. Because it is it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. We'll just leave it at that, I think. Right. Let's go and get that up. Clear that out. Init. Request. Oh, here's what I want. Dome lights. Or the dome lights. I don't see the dome lights. Speedbird 5-6 kilo. Our cost index you're going to Madeira. Cost index 60. As usual, with an altitude, flight level 360. I think I'm not going that high from Madeira to Ouch. Level 360. So, here's the challenge with Madeira. Yeah, its location is a bit of a challenge, but it's also single runway. It's a single runway, right? And there's usually a very strong either a crosswind, or sorry, either a headwind or tailwind. So it's not usually crosswind because of there's mountains, right? Unless the wind is actually blowing on the mountains, right? No, it's usually going to be a headwind or a tailwind, and we're going to be taking whatever route is going to, whatever route that will have us going around, right? Because that's what the arrival procedure looks like. You're not going to be taking it straight into approach side. Okay. What does Operative recommend? Damn, we got an 11 knot crosswind. Runway, we can take 27, I guess. 27 will be fine. No SID. Insert. Yeah. Direct. Wintow. Oh, we'll go to direct Tanga. That's gonna be Tango, November, Romeo. Next waypoint. There we go. Iris line in a few minutes. In the meantime, we can go ahead and get that on. Get that on as well. So. Right. Graph loaded. Send that to the MCDU. On. Good. We're just waiting for these iris line. For this iris to line, and then we will go ahead and get the fuck out of here. Performance time. I'm gonna guess it's gonna say I guess it's not gonna be great. I think we're just gonna toga it. What's the flap setting? Flaps 3. Yes. Yeah, we gotta go flaps 3 too. Why aren't they 27? Performance 117126132. No. Actually, no. We're doing toga today. Disable. Toga. Yeah, that goes that's much better. I guess it's gonna be 120. 125. 131. Transition altitude. I'm gonna assume it's 6,000. 6,000. Toga takeoff flap at flaps 3. Okay. Let me see here. Got that going good. Sauce. No, I'll just throw a dash in there, or no, nothing in there. What is the current better? Gibraltar Meta. QNH 1015. And 015 on that. Alright, case, I think we're ready to go ahead and get the AP on 5, 3, 2, 1. Beacon lights on. That tells all the ground crew, look, we are beginning to get something up and running, or we're beginning to get our thing up and running, our APU. Test those fire indications. Usually we're supposed to do that beforehand. And then in terms of taxi, I'm going to try to get out of here very, very quickly. Push. Go ahead and push and start facing east onto Bravo, and then via Bravo 127. GSX! We're about ready for push here.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Thank you. So are we. Gibraltar traffic speed bird 56 kilo, stand 3. Push and start onto Bravo, facing east. Runway 27 for departure. Gibraltar
completed.
traffic.
Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Fuel pump's on now. Come on now. Jesus, left. It'll be nose right tail left. When this
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Both engines coming alive. I know you're only supposed to do one at a time. He's gonna stop me. He's gonna stop me. Started. I will say this, for default scenery, or for default scenery, this is pretty good. Not ashamed at all. We could take an A320 today. Yeah, I prefer the A321. It's going to stop me from using my favorite short haul aircraft. A321. Yeah, I also appreciate it. I said I'm not using the A320. Fan of the long bus and the mini bus. So, he's going to stop me from using the long bus today. No one. Precisely no one.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Confirm good engine
ground.
start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Okay. Flaps full now. Flight controls check full down. Full up. Full left. Full right. And I do see we are at that bit of a slope.
Tow truck disconnected, bypass pin removed.
Flaps up.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Brake looking good. Taxi. Gibraltar traffic speed bed. 5-6 kilo taxiing via Bravo, runway 27 for departure. Gibraltar traffic. Okay, thank you very much. Flaps to 3, there's no time to get there. Break away. Runway's on. Try to get all this on beforehand now. Swing to the cabin. Yeah, this be it. You must not mess this up at all, or being toga for a reason. You're being toga for a reason.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are ready for takeoff. You're not lining up via Echo, we are lining up via Bravo. The reason that we're doing that is because that makes sense to us. That makes sense to us. Gibraltar traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo lining up runway 27 via Bravo 1. Gibraltar traffic. Localizer said this is purely a guess. Okay, normal, looking solid. Box 3, everything good. Gibraltar traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo taking off runway at 27, then climbing immediately flight level 360 Gibraltar traffic. Okay. Thrust set. Auto thrust blue. Mantoga. Airspeed alive. Knots. V1 and rotate. This guy's gonna bash us with that offset line takeoff. Positive rate, gear up. Box 2. Get off the rudder. Nicely done. This guy's gonna bash us with that takeoff. 2500, climbing flight 360, direct Dingo, November. Gibraltar traffic. I just have to wonder if that was the issue. Because we're going a little soon. Yeah, it's looking solid now. I just finding that. Interesting control. Okay. So, if we were to take a look at our route for today. This here is what Madeira looks like. You have to be careful because there's a mountain right there. It's not an ILS approach, it's an RNAV approach. Okay. Probably just going to bash onto the runway. So that is not the shortest runway in the world, so it's not as bad as Gibraltar. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. Yeah. Let's go direct towards top. Direct towards top. That'll save us a little time. Speedbird 56 kilo direct now. Wartime, Oscar, Romeo, Tango, Third Papa. Traffic. Nicely done, but takeoff. The main thing is I wanted to get off. I just wanted to get out of Gibraltar. Gibraltar is so sketch. It's so wormy. You know, it really is just so nerve-wracking. Go flying in and out, so nerve-wracking. So, here's the flight plan. Okay. Yeah, us right now we're going direct toward top. It's currently estimating about 20 minutes or so. Right now we go direct from Wartime to Narta, and then Narta to Roulette, and then Roulette to Raccoon. And then at Raccoon we join the runway, or we join the arrival to runway 05, which is the runway we recommend, which is probably 1,000. That's precisely what I want. Let's go and take a look at this arrival. No, I'm not doing anything. Yeah, we'll hold at Pilgrim, and yeah, we'll hold at Pilgrim. RNAV arrival. So RNAV arrival. Max 280 knots between 245, that's what you have to note, and 100, and then we have max of level 250 below to 1, max 20 below 7 0, and max 200 knots below altitude 4,000 feet. Okay, that is important to note. For all that is important to note. I think we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be fine today. But we're definitely taking runway 05 just to show you all what this route procedure looks like. 5. Yeah, this is what this arrival procedure looks like. man, it's a turn. It's a turn, nice rain. Find yourself a better one. I don't know if anyone's flown into DCA or Reagan. It's kind of like Reagan out on my the circle 133. It's kind of like a Reagan. If you pull up over to DCA. Here's DCA. The issue with DCA is over here. This is for the most part. This is restricted airspace over here. This is right here. This is restricted airspace. Not very many people coming in. Not very many going out. It's all actually presidential reasons. Because that's where, of course, the United States Capitol is. And so what's the issue? And so you have a situation over here at DCA where if you come like over here, you're in restricted airspace, right? And so you can't have like a 10-mile final, like what you can have for rig. You can't have that final. So what do? Circle. You circle around from like 3-3, right? It's a we have in here there's half control. Be like, can you take runway 3-3? Yes. Okay. Or be instructions. Call sign. Expect runway 3-3, circle to 3-3. So that's what it is. Right. And then we come back over here. And there we go. And so it's kind of like that for us. In case I go around, which I have done go arounds before, just off camera, you go climb and eventually make your way up to 3,000 at Monarch. Make a turn to Monarch. Yep. And then eventually make your way back for the approach. Anyway, that's what we have in store for us tonight. And then we're going to make our way from here to Lanzarote, which is right here. I'm saying. So this is Lanzarote, where we will be making our way to next. And then if time allows, we'll make our way up to I don't know what's anyway, that's the plan. Let's go to Marta. Okay, right. Marta. Narta. It's a slight churn. It's estimating us in an hour and a half. It's estimating us in an hour and a half, which I tend to agree with actually. Yeah, I tend to agree with this, with that estimate of an hour and a half, and hopefully that'll be great. Hey! I'm sorry, I was just checking the landing lights. We are going to Madeira now, from Gibraltar. And I know you're a controller, I saw your comment. And, yeah. You know what Madeira is like. Let's hope you don't mess it up. But we can always go around if we need to. So, 241 miles out. Or sorry, 200. Estimated time arrival 241. about 580 miles out. So. But yeah, thanks for the comment on the differences between Europe VATSIM and North American VATSIM. I don't know if you saw it, but I pinned that. 'Cause I thought that it was quite interesting that I've never seen a U.S. controller use the CPDLC stuff. And you gave an answer to why. So thanks for that, though. We can go ahead and disrupt the ground spoilers now. So, let's see here. I'm bored already. Not used to. I used to do a weekly Baltimore to Heathrow route, but stopped doing that. Just while we play and knock out the European capitals. So. Yeah, I bet. I mean, I've been on when you guys have been really busy, and it seems like you guys. It really seems like you guys would benefit from CPDLC. I've only used it a few times, but every time that I've used it, it's been quite nice to have. So. Yeah, I get that as well. Because I don't think I know that there's a lot of aircraft that don't support it. We're in the Fenix A321, British Airways one. But I don't think the stock Dreamliner for Microsoft Flight Sim has it. There's only a handful of aircraft that have it right now. And then the fly-by-wire A320 has it, but not the A380 yet. So yeah, it would make sense if you guys were to make it maybe kind of like what you guys do with the nav track. So yeah, I know what you mean. Through vPilot, I don't know how many Airbuis were. There's no ATC on that, obviously, but yeah, the auto ATC messages. But I'd like to. I wonder if there would be a way for for someone to be able to check a box in the pre-file page and say CPDLC supported, and then maybe instead of relying less off of vPilot, where I'd be able to do that. I mean, maybe still even send it, but using a third party or using vPilot kind of takes the fun out of it, in my opinion. So. Taking the fun out of it or using vPilot kind of takes the fun out of it. I'd like, if we can, I'd like to use CPDLC for all that. But of course, I understand that not every aircraft has it, unfortunately. And of course, you have to use Hoppy. And gosh, when I went to sign up for the Hoppy, I was looking at it and I was thinking, does this really still work? Because the website felt so old. So but maybe if any builds and Fenix and maybe PMDG can all get together and be and then of course with a few VATSIM folks, be able to roll out something in the EFB. Be I'm on VATSIM. We don't need to use Hoppy. We can use maybe put your ID or whatever in into the EFB or something, and then have all your messages come through that. Kind of like vPilot, I guess. So, I guess that would be an interesting theory. Yeah, I figure. I don't do that much US VATSIM flying anymore. Been trying to knock out all these Euro capitals on New Sky for Aeronaut. Of course, I'm not really an American guy anyway. I live here in the US, but I don't like flying in the US. I much prefer flying over in Europe. It seems a lot of fun. It seems a lot more fun. And I've watched videos of controllers use the software for the UK for like that UK and whatever. They have some pretty good software, but of course I've never gotten like a clearance message through auto ATC or anything for any kind of pre-departure. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe VATSIM as a whole could standardize all that CPDLC stuff, and maybe if Fenix and PMDG and all the other guys were to fully integrate it into their EFBs, right? I mean, of course, I guess you can always still throw it into vPilot as a backup, but it would still be quite interesting to see if maybe VATSIM as a whole could just stop relying off of Hoppy. So, I mean, the website for Hoppy looks like it's about 3 decades out of date. So, I mean, I kind of thought sketch when I decided to get mine. Here's the Hoppy page. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see what you guys do with that, because CPDLC would be wonderful, especially if I know that Boston gets really busy. I know that Dulles gets busy at times. So yeah, I don't know anything about the software that you guys use. I looked into becoming a VATSIM controller, and I might still do that, but if I were to do it though, I think it'd be over with all my buddies in the EU and UK version VATSIM. I don't know the official rules on that, but I'd like to, if I were to become a controller, I think I'd want to do it over with VAT UK and VAT UB, so. I'm not familiar with what CRC is, coming out. I'm not a real pilot. I try to put that in the description of all the streams we do, but yeah, so you have to explain to me what CRC is like, or what CRC. Sorry, I misread the message there. So, yeah, I don't know what the tools look like. I just know that whatever tools you guys use, it works for right now. Until it doesn't. So, and I do think that VATSIM, I don't know for certain that VATSIM is expanding, but I think it probably is. So, we'll just verify. I think we're the only ones going to Madeira right now. I think we're the only ones going to Madeira. It appears that way. Yep. We're the only ones. Oh, we got 2 views. That's the most popular stream I've had in a while. So, that's the most popular stream I've had in ages. Yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see what you guys eventually decide to do. Because I do think that, especially with you guys in the U.S., I do think that CPDLC or some variation of that would be helpful. You know, I've gotten those messages plenty of times that have said, speed bird to Lima Joy or whatever, climb whatever altitude, when the controller's been really busy. So. I've gotten plenty of this, like, there's those messages that, I guess they're in like a different color of text or whatever, with like a weird sound or something. But still, it'd be interesting. Let's see what the mess is looking like at Madeira. And of course I can get it through that, but we'll go this way since we got an hour and a half or something. It's going to be AGC com. return. Yeah, see that, Asus. I don't think Fenix actually does this auto generate. Time to emulate US control and stuff. Yeah. If you say so, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, VATSIM is trying to. I guess the whole point of VATSIM is to create as realistic of an experience as possible. I mean, I fly the Fenix, and that's because that thing feels very realistic. Of course, I've never flown the real A320s or A321s or whatever. But this thing feels very realistic, so I guess the whole point of VATSIM is to make a very realistic field experience for those who want to. What's the ICAO from Madeira? We know pump up like alpha. Your rifle, I guess. Yeah, I've seen videos of, I think it was London controller, using some of those tools, and those tools look useful. Of course, I've never seen someone try to use the other software, like CRC. I've never watched anyone use that. But yeah, I've heard plenty of times. I think we've all had those situations where we referred to someone on the bats and we think to ourselves, these guys really know what they're doing. Should these guys even be on the network? Because they're not following their instructions. But then I can easily tell the difference between someone who knows precisely what they're doing, right? Someone who's using abbreviations that I'd probably never use. Let's see here. But yeah, I think we can all tell the difference between someone who's experienced and not experienced. Okay, here's something that I want to point out. That maybe it would be a nice thing to have for VATSIM as a whole. Right. So I know that PMTG does this thing where they'll auto-generate. Like based on the most recent ATIS, they'll auto-generate some an ATIS report for you. Here's something that I guess Fenix should work on. Right. It would be nice to have this auto-generate, kind of what PMGG does. I guess that's fine to get this horrendously at reading better. You can tell me how bad I did this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get it. In respectfully, you're a controller. You're not supposed to fly the plane. The pilots are. The pilots should know what they can and cannot do. I guess you can help me out here if I get this wrong. So we have. I don't know what that time is. Something in Zulu. Wind 010 degrees, 10 knots. Don't know what that is. I think that's visibility right there. The 999 line. Scattered at 1,500 feet. Temperature 22, 2.15. Yeah, I know. It would be nice to see that they. It would be nice to see them be able to automatically send out a meta report for anyone who tries to request it over CPDLC. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So, yeah, and then of course that's doing when searching. And then on the high side, nothing happened. But yeah, I know what you're saying with that. It's so handy to have this up. Stockholm. So it's really handy just to read this off of this. Information, Zulu and X-ray. Obviously, you don't have to feel it all the way up to Stockholm without Stockholm. So. No, thanks. I didn't make this really good. I don't know what that is. The 340 Victor 340 is, and that's some kind of time. Maybe 0900 Zulu, 0930 Zulu. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense at all. So, I know how to get what I need to put in here. And then if there's something I don't know, I just pull up SimBrief and use the performance tools. So, yeah, I just use SimBrief because SimBrief will give it to me nice and easy. You should go back and watch my takeoff out of Gibraltar. It was not the best. It was not my best performance. We decided to toga it. So. Yeah, September 9. At yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I guess I don't put the month because the month only changes every 30 days. Yeah, that does make sense now. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I still don't know what this means. Getting a lesson here on if you're willing to explain this, what the 340 Victor 040 means, that'd be appreciated. And I know how to read Madeira, which I should probably already know how to do. Approaching 600 hours from that side. I think that's radar has me at like 520 or something. 532. No, I know that there's a way to go in here. I don't know why that's so annoying on iPads. I know. Yeah, it might be. It might be. If we were to get Madeira for, I'll just look it up using this. If I were to get Madeira using this for like boredom or something. Yeah, I guess it's not there. Damn, calm window. The call sign is Speedbird 56 Kilo. Going out of Gibraltar to Madeira today. So, of course, it's the evening for the U.S. So of course there's everyone on. Speedbird 56 Kilo is our call sign. In a British Airways plane operated by aeronauts because I have some confusion on what the air official. Oh hey, you're ground at an airport. I don't know where. Ground at an airport that I don't know where it is. Kilogram. Probably somewhere in the U.S. Yeah, like I said, I fly mainly. I fly mainly. Kona, Hawaii. Oh damn, you're all the way up there. That makes sense. And the thing was confusing because it didn't show up as the ICAO code either. one aircraft on the ground. One VFR aircraft. You're all the way over it. That's a set of airports, or that's an airport that I'll have to go to someday. The issue is that it doesn't make sense for British Airways to fly. And if I were to pull up my VATSIM page, you'd see I only fly British Airways. I only fly British Airways. I've never. I don't think I've ever flown any other airline. Let's see. Should have some measure. I'm gonna see my statistics. I always lose where my statistics are on the VATSIM page. For some reason. There we go. Yeah, you can see the only airline I've ever flown, British Airways, with a few shuttle flights, which is still British Airways, just the British Airways domestic for the UK one. I've never flown anything else. I don't really have that much of a desire to. Maybe one of these days I'll fly EasyJet or something, but. But the nice thing about Europe, and the reason that I fly it so often, I don't see myself here, is that all the airports are so close together, and there are routes that actually make sense, right? I mean, I've flown from, in real life, actually only a few weeks ago. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Actually, the CTAF thing, that's the main reason that I made the whole video. Because a few of us aeronaut guys were talking in the Discord, and most of them were not actually aware of the CTAF rules until I explained it right. Until I explained, look, go in and type .CTAF. It's kind of like a tower frequency in a way, or at least at the very minimum, you should be treating it as a tower frequency. And of course, monitor at the same time. Make sure that make sure that someone who maybe isn't aware of those rules is following getting. Make sure you're listening out on Unicom, of course. But yeah, no, the CTAF thing. That's the whole reason I made that video. The CTAF thing and the descend via thing as well. Because especially if you're going into Heathrow. Yeah. I saw. Land on the ramp. That's a first. I've seen people on VATSIM maybe land on taxiways. And of course I've seen people, including myself unfortunately a few times, go off their own way while landing. Oh wow, what on earth? I've seen a lot of the crazy things, but I haven't seen anything quite that crazy. I have to wonder if maybe something's bugging out or something. They're fine now. So, yeah, that's a first. I've never seen that happen. And of course, at a certain point, I'd have to blame some stuff on computers, right? And blame stuff on default scenery. I was landing at Warsaw the other day, and I don't think the nav data in the default airport scenery was working correctly. I think New Sky and the dreaded contact menus. I've gotten plenty of those over the past 2 months. Yeah. Including one at Gatwick, where I spawned in on what Flight Sim 24 said was an official ramp, or was an official gate. And then the first thing I get was a contact message. You know, they don't usually send out this definition. They're like, you're blocking the taxiway. I still am not in the habit of checking the default scenery. But I guess that really should be like a PSA or something that we put out at some point. To be honest, I'm kind of thinking about doing another VATSIM tips video. Just maybe like a more general one, like maybe how to cross oceanic. Right. Maybe I'll throw that in there. Actually, I was planning on one, and then I decided, let me get the difference video out first, because there's clearly demand for that, and I haven't really seen anyone do that video yet. Right, but I think I might do another video for VATSIM tips at some point here soon. Just explaining, okay, here's what VATSIM is all about. Go back all the way to basics, right? Standard procedure. Check in with ATC first. Make sure push is at your discretion or whatever. Here's what you should be communicating on Unicom. Here's what you shouldn't. Arguably, an answer that's obviously as much as possible. That makes sense. Right. And obviously, Unicom is not a chat frequency. It's just a place for pilots to communicate their intentions. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what. One of these days we're gonna film the video, and I'm kind of trying to become more transparent with the way I film these videos. The channel is kind of, in my opinion, the channel is kind of in like this state where I'm trying to figure out what direction I want the videos to go. You know, obviously we're going to continue to do these streams, and I'm trying to kind of figure out the direction that I want the videos, the long format videos to go. And I could go Air Force Proud 95 route and make them funny, but at the same time, though, there's already enough people out there doing that. But I think VATSIM tips, maybe a part 2 or part 3 or whatever. I think that would be a good idea, because there are so many people who do not know how to talk on VATSIM, and it's annoying. I mean, even at Heathrow, there have been, I cannot tell you the amount of times people have pushed right in front of me taxiing. But of course, it's Heathrow, so it's usually always nice, but even then, I've witnessed someone at Paris Orly land on a runway that people were taking off on. People had to avoid them, right? So I think there is enough demand out there for another video on it. So. Yeah. Well, the issue is that it was all on Unicom. It was all on Unicom. That was the issue. And if you know anything about the Heathrow controllers, if you start a flight at like 9 o'clock at night Eastern Time in the U.S., by the time you get there, you're most likely going to be flying blind without ATC. Now, I am seeing ATC come on a lot more at Heathrow, especially at Heathrow. But of course, it's still annoying. But at a certain point in time, though, I just have to wonder, are these people ignoring these videos? Or are people just not doing the proper research? And should we add it, should VATSIM as a whole add it to the quiz that you have to do in order to join? But I do think that quiz is a good idea, and maybe even further expanding on that quiz, maybe we should make it so that way every few months or however long you have to take that quiz again. Maybe a slightly modified version, right? Maybe it's not even every few months. Maybe it's every 100 to 200 hours. Right, just to make sure people are still aware. Okay, these are the rules of VATSIM. This is what you're expected to do, right? And if you don't know, and if you don't want to do this, then you're not allowed on. So, yeah, I'm seeing it. There have been so many times on VATSIM that I've thought, this person does not know what on earth they are doing. And I know that there's age restrictions on that, but at the same time, not exactly the biggest idea of restricting it to an age and above, and then requiring ID to prove that you're that age. I know it's a way to help the quality of VATSIM, but at the same time, not the biggest fan of that. I'm not the biggest fan of requiring ID, and I know that a lot of people aren't either, and I know it's just a band-aid on a much bigger issue right now. So no ADC delay required. Nice. I already know the arrival procedure we go for. But really, the biggest tip I can give to people on VATSIM is communicate your intentions and make sure you have the charts as well, because the charts are massively important. And here's the arrival procedure when we go in for into Madeira with. But make sure people know how to access the charts, right? That's the biggest piece of advice I can give to someone. Make sure you know your aircraft first and foremost, and then also make sure you know your charts. Make sure you have access to them, because I've gone into Heathrow a few times. We used to do weekly Baltimore Heathrows, and they've decided, okay, look, are you able, instead of the Fitbo arrival, take the Nucra 2 hotel arrival, or take, at the time it was the Nucra 1 hotel arrival for Heathrow. And of course, at that point in time, I didn't know what I was doing. Just the biggest piece of advice: know your aircraft and have the charts available. Right, and then I guess the third biggest piece of advice is make sure you're communicating. So, yeah, exactly. If you're not certain what to do, I've had plenty of moments where I've been, I think it was the most recent was going into Baltimore, and I've been like, what do you want me to do here? I don't know how to read this chart. Can you help me out here? I guess I was doing a positioning flight from Atlanta to Baltimore that one night. I asked the controller, how do you want me to do this? Because this chart, it's a complex chart. I don't know what to do here. And he was just like, hey, here's rough altitudes, right? And he was controlling, I think, DC Center, so he didn't have the charts right in front of him. But he said, you're about where you need to be, and I'll help you out if you need. Asking for help is one of the bigger things here. And if you're struggling to descend, just ask to hold somewhere while you descend, right? Maybe ask for a few delay vectors, right? If you're a little low on fuel, ask for some shortcuts. I was doing cross the pond, and I was doing the math with the fuel, and I was thinking, we were passing down through kind of this region over here. We were on our way to KDTW, we were on our way up to Detroit, and I was looking at this, and I was looking at fuel, and I was like, can you give me any shortcuts, because I'm a little low on fuel here. And they give me shortcuts, and even when it's busy, they can still help you out. Even when they're busy, most are still willing to help you out. We've all had those situations. Now, if you don't know how to fly an aircraft, then that's on you. Right? I mean, even if you don't have maybe the accurate Novacraft nav data, right? Just tell the guy, your controller. I don't have the most recent nav data. I don't know if anything changed. Right. So I know what you're saying when pilot quality is a massive struggle. I've seen it. And of course, I think as flight simmers, we all have this feeling that a go-around is a bad idea. When we can also go around. It's like, to me, doing a go-around proves competence. Shows that you have enough courage to try an approach, but you have the knowledge of when to throw it away and when to push those throttles into the tow gate and initiate the go-around. And if you do it, and extra bonus points if you do it right. Anyway, when do we need to descend? We are Raccoon. Arrival. We're taking runway 05. I've not traveled all this way to do a straight-in approach into Madeira. We are now. Runway 05. I don't know anything about that. The ZBW Wings program. I know that like a lot of divisions on Bastion, especially VAT USA, and I actually don't know about VAT USA, but especially the VAT UK folks. I know that they have like a pilot training program. But yeah, that would be another interesting. I have to do some research. Right, and I haven't done any of that. I mean, if you were to look at my page, I mean, I'm just a basic controller, or sorry, I'm just a basic pilot with 500 plus hours of flying in the network. But if you were to go back and look at all of my at some of my royal content, it's very clear I don't have any clue what I'm doing. Now my question is, what is the RNAV 05 Alpha versus Bravo? Here. Does this tell me? Don't know if there's a difference. No. Yeah, you can help me out here. I'm making a mistake here. I've done this. I've only done this approach one other time. Let's see here. What's the difference between the RNAV Zulu and the RNAV Yankee? RNAV Zulu, the minimums are 520 or 530, around 520. At that go-around procedure, I'm just curious what the difference is right now, though. Yeah, I guess it's just Nav Alpha. 05 Alpha. Yeah, what's his name? The EasyJet sim pilot guy. He did a nice short, clarified a bunch of stuff. And you're arriving via the Raccoon 1 Papa arrival. I don't think I've done that arrival yet. Insert. He is off plenty of time. We don't have that much time. I mean, we got about half an hour or so until top descent. Supposedly Phoenix fixed the issue where this top descent would make the plane nosedive. I found that to be quite annoying. Especially when you're approaching 10,000 feet and all of a sudden now you have to level off to slow your speed down. Yeah, supposedly they fixed that, but in case they didn't, passing roulette will begin our descent then, and if need be, we'll level off for a bit and maintain our altitude, and then descend further. One of the things you'll notice here is that I'm very much proactive about everything, and I'd rather not get stuff done late. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because it means that while on final approach, I'll be going insanely slow, and I'll be at my altitude way sooner than I need to be. On the other hand, I'm fully prepared. So, and you're going to notice me do this again. If I were, right now I'm going to go ahead and put in my performance data, and knowing that it's probably going to change. Some tools, hide, airline performance. Yeah. Mouse light. Unit 1024. Some assessment. Can do it. Fine. 2 months later. I always just use this as like a guidance and ever. I get down. I think it's pretty clear if I need to go around it, if I need to change them. Temperature. Low. We'll go ahead and change that to medium. Yeah, there we go. Medium makes a lot more sense. Let's set that now. What's that? Let's start with their performance. VREF 136, I tend to agree with that. Wind is 030 degrees at 12 knots. Of course, it's bound to change. And the temperature is G2. Flaps full, of course. That seems like a very high transition altitude. Yes, I am. Just search. I guess it's Ryan TechFS. Yeah, I'm very active on Discord. Most active on the Aeronaut Discord, which unfortunately is a Aeronaut member, YouTube or Twitch member thing only. But if you're on, if you're doing this controller stuff, it's quite nice to talk about to a bunch of controllers or to talk to a bunch of pilots. Most of them are all UK pilots, so very much UK based. Transition altitude. This doesn't say now, does it? What does it say? Maybe it will help. Or actually, this isn't right. This is in home transition, right? Yes. Okay. Alright, let me take a look at that Discord. Yeah, Discord's been quite nice. Let's see. Discord. I mean, I didn't used to use Discord all the time. Let's see. Notifications. Aha! It's just accepted it. Transition altitude 5,000. Yeah, I knew that this was a little on the high side to be true. I realized where I was thinking. 050. Double 050. Yeah, I am thinking about getting my own Discord set up, but not right now. The channel's a bit small right now. And what are our minimums? Now here's something that you can help me out with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but an A321, which is what we're in right now, is a Class C aircraft. I figured that the Class Delta would be like the 777s and the A380s. And obviously the Class Alpha is like those tiny little Cessnas, all those tiny little general aviation aircrafts. So you can very quickly tell me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain it's our minimum for today are going to be 520. So, 2000 by Mike Alpha 522. Then it's down to 1200. Now it's at 3 degree, which is nice. Mike Alpha 520, 1200. Yeah, I thought so. Not really. I'm obviously not a real pilot, so. Alright, we'll throw that in the borrow. Did they remove the radio? They used to have a radio. I wonder if that's just for this airport. And in case of go around, it is climb to 3,000, following all these waypoints. I guess a bit of a wide 360 there, or sorry, 180. Then it's to Monarch. You prepare for another launch. Hold it, and you have a hold at Monarch. I probably should not reveal all that information. Ah. What is this? If this will allow me to turn. I'm technically studying cybersecurity. Falling out of love with that, and probably not. And maybe I should resume that if I'm getting this bad at stuff. Why is it? Okay. Formed at Boston TBAR TCC. Okay. You know, I'll have to start maybe looking at some of the other bats and stuff we can do, because I got on board of the Baltimore to Heathrow flights because it's like a single route, and it's like here's a set of arrivals we could do. Right, but it's like this. It's like the same thing over and over again. I'm always ascending via the Dupkin 1, or it might be Dupkin 2. I don't know. I'm always ascending via the Dupkin 1, Brost or Ajon transition. It's just kind of bored. It's like a 7-hour flight. Baltimore's my most local airport, and I've flown on that route plenty of times in my life. But and that's what makes it fun. But at the same time, it doesn't. One of the reasons that I'm doing, I'm trying to knock out all these aeronaut award pages, or all these Euro capitals, because these are a bunch of airports that I've never been to. Right? There are a bunch of airports that I've never been to. And these are all, for the most part, pretty decent routes. I mean, this going from Lennar to Lenarca. Are we going to get back to Lenarca? We're supposed to be going. No. That's where the confusion came from. But yeah, it's like all these are for the most part, these are airports I've never landed at. I've never been to. Some of these I've been to in real life, but I've never flown into the sim. Right, like, but yeah, these are all routes. These are all interesting routes. This adds a nice thing, nice. What's the word? It adds a nice variation to what I'm usually used to. With that said, though, we are going to do a Baltimore to Heathrow. Some I do miss them, but I don't know if we're going to do them every week for now, tempted just to do them like once a month or something. Because at the end of the day, it is a nice route. So indirect roulette in 16 minutes. Okay. Let me just make sure that all of this is correct. I can. Let me just make sure. I noticed earlier that there were a bunch of speed restrictions. So max 280 knots. So so we have a max 280 knots below or between level 245 and 100. Nice, we may need to control our speed a little bit here. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, 280 below flight level 245. There we go. That's close. Actually, I'm gonna raise that. 2, 5. Messing that up already. 280 level. We're just gonna 250. It's not a bad option either. Okay, insert. And now it's estimating our top 7 in 13 minutes. We have that limit there, and then at I don't think it would be too far-fetched to say it would be like level 200 is what we're thinking. And if that means we're a little low, that's fine. It needs to go around anyway. Try to go actually to wait. I've been flying Phoenix for who knows how many days straight now. 200. We'll add that there. And that means our top descent. Yeah. Right as we're passing roulette, we'll be in our top descent, and then the main thing is at Mike Alpha 354. I'm really happy we're checking this out now. Yeah, it is saying 4,000. So it is saying 4,000, that's good. And then at Pilum, we may end up having to do some manual stuff here. To get some kind of it's not quite daylight yet, so maybe we won't be landing straight in the dark. Right. That's what good. Mike Alpha 565. I have this weird film myself. Am I being blind here? Should we say that? I think no, I don't think it's copied over fully. Okay, let me just verify this. Right here. We could go the visual push off. which I absolutely suck at. $3,000. Saying 554. I'm not saying any of those movements on here. And the interesting thing is that I just updated the nav data right before live. Maybe they're getting wrong. Just verify that this is via home transition. Aha. Via home. Ah, there we go. Not quite actually. Whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this is. I don't know if I did this right. That's why we always double check. This may turn into a bit of a vision approach. The right driver. Alright, in that case, let's go ahead and verify that maybe these blueprints are just renamed John. Plan. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. What app? What the heck? Actually, I'm still confused here because. Down here. What's going on here? Why not? It's as if it doesn't even have the approach in at all. We can always go around. We could always go over there and if we need to issue to go around, but I prefer not to do that. Actually, we'll just throw all these in. Alright. Let's throw all this immediately. So from home, we'll go Mike Alpha 530. Next point. Turn. Like Alpha 530. I mean, maybe if you can help me out here and tell me what I'm doing wrong. That one would be it. Okay, Mike Alpha 530. And then from Mike Alpha 530, go to Mike Alpha 520. Okay. And then from Mike Alpha 528, go to Mike Alpha 526. And then from Mike Alpha 526, we go 522. Next point. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. A little bit more proper. And then from Mike Alpha 522, we go to Mike Alpha 520. And then 504. Oh, good luck. Thank you very much. Have a good night. And thank you so much for tuning in. Very much appreciated. I don't think I've ever had a chat this long in the entire history of this YouTube channel. So, yeah, thank you so much. Like Alpha. Yeah, 520. We have to be 100% here soon. Like Alpha 502. Like Alpha 504. Insert, and then Mike Alpha 502. Okay. And then it is. Then it's runway, and then LPMA. Yeah, sometimes there's no shame in putting this on manually. Sometimes there really is no shame in putting all this in manually. 50, and then yeah, we Anderson. Passing roulette in. Actually, so go ahead and get ourselves now. But level now to 40,000. Winter traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo beginning descent now. Down to altitude 4,000 feet. We'll be landing via runway Zulu runway 05. Via the Raccoon 1 Papa arrival. Mid-air traffic. Okay. And then, so, at Mike Alpha 530. Sorry, I got this all wrong. Mike Alpha 530. Okay. At 530. Sorry, at 526. Need to be at 2,000. And then with a speed restriction of 195. Insert. Five, and that's 526, right? Yes, and then for 522, 2,000, speed 160 max, and then 522. Sure, we did 522. And then for 520, 1200. And then 504. Maybe you should be at 504. It will be 819. Yes, 890 at 504. That one just. Alright, there we go. Now, Fenix supposedly fixed this. Fenix now supposedly fixed this to the point where it won't really do that much of a nosedive. I think that's what it's precise. I think that's what it's precisely doing. That's what it looks like, at least. Go ahead and give this speed brake a bit. Put this online. Where is it? Vats and radar. I think I saw one in Hawaii. Right. Buzz the cabin now. And then we've begun at a ascent now. And yeah, we are going to find out how badly we fucked this up. Actually. Arrival. Actually, what's the difference between that I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to see what happens. You're going to have to see what happens. And at the same time, remember, we can always go around you. If it don't look right, come around you. Until your button. Right, there's that song goes. Okay. Right. And prepare those. Make sure the cabin in the back's aware. And yeah, essentially we're gonna probably hand fly this the rest of the way. So yeah, they didn't fix that behavior. The weird top descent behavior. Yeah, they didn't fix it, which is kind of annoying. Okay. My most recent short is underperforming. I don't know why. It's only got 168 views, 167 views so far. You clearly need the speed break. You clearly need it. So, no. What are we looking like in terms of? Now we definitely got ourselves time. Yeah, I need to figure out a button to determine what the speed or to arm the this guy. Don't look right, come down, big dude. You can always go around. You can always go around unless you have two situations. Okay, you can always go around. Except for under two situations. One, you have a major failure where you can't take off. Main reason that you can't take off. Right. Fuel or whatever. The other is at that airport that goes straight into a hill. Can't do go around there. You ain't doing a go around there, mate. Well, I guess theoretically you can do a go around there. You can't shoot a lane go around. You can't everywhere else. Looking hiding this is. And it's down to 3,000. If I were to remove your speed brake, which I'm going to tell you set speed 250 knots. Question is, are you going to land with any daylight? And I don't think the answer to that is yes, unfortunately. So, yeah. If you've been to Madeira, it is an interesting airport. You can always go around it, do. If it don't look right, come down to do. Don't wait until you're sideways, maybe you're sliding upside down. You can always go around it. Like my singing, guys. I'm usually a music person. Uh, 4,000 right there is fine. That's becoming wobbly, this is. That's because you gotta cross them. Oh, we have to cross them now, that might be devastating. Got a winds. If you were to pick up updated METAR. Winds are 020 degrees, 11 knots. 020 degrees, 100 knots. QNH 1024. No. I need you at 4,000 right now. Do they have any speed restrictions right now? I'm breaking our speed restrictions now as well. We made the point. 3,000. Are we gonna make it in time? I think so. At least I hope so. Madeira is approaching. Madeira is approaching. Just to verify, we're going Mike 34, then 30, and 28. Yep. Midnight 02 should be. Nearly nothing. What are the Yeah, no, man, I think you kind of need that there, mate. You gotta be in there. More speed. Enter 24. It's not looking very promising now, is it? Yeah, line is empty. Down to 3,000. Now, this is not looking very promising now, is it? How long can I hold for is the question. At hand. There's go standard at 1,500. Don't look right, coming down to go around. Tell you what, we're gonna try this out. Try this arrival procedure that it has planned out for us. Try it out. Actually, no, we're not. Actually, that makes sense. Buzzing me for it. Okay.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Noted. There you go. Direct my count for 6-6. That's right, 964. Stars need to move on. It's kind of concerning. You can't see anything. I wonder if that's just what are our minimums again? It's kind of uncomfortable. Eventually, by the way. Aha, there we go. We got something in sight. Let's go in 60. We got something in sight now. We got it in sight. Because it makes Madeira challenging, ladies and gents. Madeira traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo in a downwind RNAV runway 05. Madeira traffic. Take a look at this here. 150 flaps 3. Good. Go ahead and re-intercept that, please. Doesn't mean you have to dive for it, but. Doesn't mean you have to dive for it there, mate. Doesn't mean you should either.
2,500.
Noted. Right, and if we do this correctly, essentially take over at some point here in a moment. Let's go ahead and get fully configured though. Tear down. Arm those guys, please. Flaps. Full. Now. Let's take a look at this here. Alright, we'll take this over in a few moments here. Alright.
1,000.
Noted. Okay. So we're feeling comfortably low here. Alright. Should I take this over now?
500.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
My controls.
Too low, terrain.
Okay.
Too
Madeira,
low, terrain.
Madeira traffic speed bird
Too low,
5-6 kilo is turning final now.
Too low,
Runway
terrain.
05. Madeira traffic.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
I knew that might mess us up.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Okay, you're cleared to land. At Madeira. Okay. That's what makes Madeira interesting, ladies and gents. And it did not help me to really just erased all that. Not helping me just erase all that progress in terms of our descent.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Noted.
Terrain ahead.
Shut up.
Pull up.
Okay. See you here. Madeira traffic, last call, speed bird, 56 kilo, landing runway 05. Madeira traffic. Okay. Feeling a little on the low side now. Pick that nose up. 5 knot crosswind here. Okay. See you here. Strategy I best have for this airport is just do it.
500.
Noted. So down to begin.
Sink rate. Pull up.
30. 20. Retard.
I'm moving. Madeira traffic, speed bird 56 kilo, coming around. I'm gonna keep that. Ah, yeah, that was a mess. I feel like I kind of don't really know what I'm doing. Alright, let's try this again. Come out kind of wide now, I think.
Speed. Speed. Speed.
Shut up. Making a hot mess of this, am I? Gonna make the turn. Come on now.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink.
You know, I'm ready to go hold for
Don't
orbit.
sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah. I got no clue what I'm doing here.
Speed. 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 speed, speed, speed.
Now, actually, did that just save us? Alright, did that just essentially save us? No, did not. Okay, let's go direct my neck. Gear up. Let's go hold at my neck. Let's go hold at my neck and figure out what on earth we're going to do here. Madeira traffic speed bird, 560 kilo, turning direct my neck to hold. After a few unsuccessful attempts, Madeira traffic. Okay. Arrival. Via Arnav Bravo. Just wait for my here. Arnav Yankee. Yeah, Arnav Yankee. Yeah, let's actually say that. Okay. Right. Arrival. That might have been the issue, actually. Arnav Zulu, Vias. That was the issue. Okay. No Vias. Churn. No star. Okay. Insert. That would make a lot more sense. Okay. Transit. Oh, actually, no. Now I went actually at Arnav Yankee. Arrival. And I went Arnav Yankee. 805. Vias. My neck. Return. Insert. Okay. Okay, and then performance is still accurate and everything. There we go. And then so yeah, so we switch over to that. My neck, and then it's 2,000. Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll go down to 2,000. Speed of 180 now, please. Flaps 1. Down to 2,000. Direct Mike Alpha 08, I guess. Or sorry, Mike Alpha 10. Okay, let's give this another go. Right then, let's go ahead and give this another go. let's give that another go. Let's go ahead and slow our speed. Okay, let's give this mess another go. We made, well, I labeled the title correctly. Madeira Madness. Okay, there we go. Collapse too, that's probably a good idea. That would explain a lot. Okay. And let me just verify that we are the only ones making fun of ourselves here. We are. Okay. That's because we are. And we went out to hold. We may or may not need to make a determination on whether or not to divert. Anyway, we went out there to hold, and we're good now. And yeah, so we're gonna go Mike Alpha 10 here, and then yeah. And we get into short burst speed again.
2,500.
Noted. Mike Alpha 08, and then it's down following 3 degrees, and yeah. Okay, now this looks a lot better. This looks a lot better now. So just imagine that what previously happened never did happen. So, which we did the go around, which we used the auto to do it. So, okay. But yeah, you can just see how much we ended the second one. That was dangerous though. To go around. Well, I knew that was going. So. You can see the mess we made at Madeira. It's a complete and utter mess. I'm very ashamed of it. So. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're a madness. That's the title for a reason. So. Flap stream's a good idea now. Direct my Alpha. Is your right? And then do we have any speed restrictions at my Alpha 08? No, not really, but we should probably be set up at 08, if we're being honest. Speed 140. Speed 140. Gear down, flaps to full. And swimmers are still armed. Landing check is complete. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, apologies about that mess we just made. We went around twice, and now we're going in for what appears to be a much, much better approach. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, enjoy the comedy board. And apologies if the landing is a little bit hard for y'all. Okay, see you here. You can always go around doo-doo if it don't look right coming down doo-doo. Don't wait until your side is maybe flying upside down. You can always go around doo-doo. That's it though. I'm not seeing... I'm not seeing the thing yet. It wouldn't be a localizer. I'm not seeing it yet, to be honest. There we go. Activate purchase phase, there we go. Okay. We'll take this over, and once we intercept it, we'll take this over. Alright, we're in this turn now. Madeira traffic speed bird 56 kilo. Landing runway 05. RNAV Yankee. Madeira traffic. And this goes on, right? 56 kilo. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My controls. Let's hope not to botch this up now. Happy you're telling me we're a little on the high side. I think we're fine. I think you got Madeira. I think I'd rather be a little on the high side than that. Okay. It's here. Come on now. I feel like we should be doing better than this. Of course, this is Madeira, so. Feel very much attached to this aircraft. Come on now, it's down to be good. Come on now.
1,000.
Noted. Alright, begin to pull that nose up. Down to be good. Noted. Let's cross one. Right there. Wait, no. Back up. My kid's bashing on the ground.
Think rate.
Burn. Set.
297 feet per minute. We're down. Oh my word, we're down. That was a mess. That was a mess. I wonder when these guys end up doing this. By now, we should not be stopping there. Madeira traffic is normally 05. It's not been vacation. Yeah, that will help. Oh, I'm so happy to be down now. Flaps away. Ground goes away. Brake fan on. I know we're gonna need that. It's off. Nose taxi. I'm so happy to be down now. It's only 11. We'll get over to Lanzarote, which is only about an hour long flight, and then we'll probably make our way over to Lisbon. I'm gonna put a time frame around 2 a.m. on this. It's at 9,000 feet away, so yeah, it's not like we had another runway length. But, wow. Oh my word, that was painful. We finally made it down. In the crosswind conditions. We landed it like a Cessna. And I'm gonna take, as long as New Sky doesn't give us a fail, I'm gonna take whatever New Sky gives me. Okay, we'll take stand now for 1 and 2 here. Seeing with officials, it does look like it might be a little wet. Or are those all the trucks and everything moving? I don't know. FS24 is always bugged. So. Get the brake fan on as a proactive measure. I'm surprised we got under. Whatever. So. Okay. That was a mess and a half. Parking brake set. Ground services. Ground power. Shocks and cones. Ground power available. Both engines off. Okay, let's see. What the fucking hell? What the bloody hell? What on earth, New Sky? What the actual bloody hell? Well, I'll happily take the 10. What the bloody hell, though? That was not a 10 performance. That was a 5 performance. That was a performance of a 5. What the actual fuck? Okay, I mean, I get that it was in challenging conditions, but still. Well, okay. Y'all should have seen. I mean, y'all watched that bloody approach. Oh my word. New Sky Fat is not that Hawk-like, guys. And what, this is like, what, our, third 10 in a row? That was our third 10 in a row? Okay, what was our deviation? Yeah. But I mean, we didn't land the plane level. We had it on a single wheel for a while. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'll take it. I don't need to complain about it. I have to wonder though if that first initial go around helped us on the massive point. Anyway, my words. 50% complete. Let's make our way to Lenore, which hopefully we won't have. Or sorry, once crossing. Speed for 3.5. Speed for 5.6 kilo. IAE. Just over an hour. Okay, New Sky, I don't know on our New Sky, we don't know. It gave us a 10 on that. And I get that it was challenging conditions. Didn't deserve the 10 though. Certainly did not deserve the 10. Let's generate the thing, right? I'm thinking this did not generate the, regenerate. There we go, now it's back. No. 320 Zulu. Okay, that's bugging out on us. Okay. I wonder now. There we go. Load aircraft fast. Okay. didn't it? We get to talk about it more when we get in the air, because that, we did not deserve that, and I can't wait to get a step away from this. Okay. Departure runway 05. Wait, should probably throw that on request. Okay. Speed bird 56 kilo. Cost index 60. 350. Might be a little on the high side for us. I don't know, it just makes it doesn't make that much sense. Anyway, 350. Flight plan. Departure 05. Oh, what is it? Not what does Novcraft recommend? Unload. Import from SimBrief. Glasgow 1 Echo. And then it's really? Is that really the more too good? Glasgow to Ortis. Next waypoint. There we go. Yep, there we go. That makes sense. Okay. And then performance. Altitude 5,000 feet. I guess it's fine. Let's go ahead and get an AP on. 1, 2, 3, 4. With an AP bleed. Okay. I don't know how the fuck they gave us that, but yeah. Okay. Just in brief. Performance and tools. Did it actually do it? We got 1,000. What kind of? This is only 504 feet of clearance. Or, yeah, I've got flaps 2. End of this wing difference waiting on me to put this in, and then we get flex to 10. So flex takeoff 5-7 130 130 132. Okay. We're good then.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Good, so am I. Mid-air traffic, speed bird 56 kilos, stand alpha 1-2, push and start. I didn't realize I never refiled that. Oh, here's the 3.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Good, I'm ready. Let's go and push.
Locking gear.
I've been ready. I will say this does look really good. Come on now. Nose up, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Madeira traffic, speed bird, 5-6 kilos, and Alpha 1-2. Push and start. Expecting runway 05 for departure. Madeira traffic. Yeah, there's some visual glitch going on. So. Anyway, do it the wrong way. I've been. Finally fucking happened. Finally fucking happened. Whatever. I think we're still going on this year, so. That's good to hear. Whatever, we'll do a UE. So. We'll do a little UE.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that. It's like, how on earth? It's like, we didn't land level at all. Wings were not level. It's like, how on earth did it give us? That's my question. I don't know how on earth it reasonably gave us a 10.
Tow truck disconnected.
I'm sorry if I'm probably putting down there. You're not just.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Flight controls checked. Full down, full up, full left, full right, flaps checked full. Flaps all the way back up. Till 7, nice flight. There you go. Enter traffic, speed bird, 5-6 kilo, doing a little U-turn here by stands, caution that. It'll be turning around and taking off via runway 05. Enter traffic. I need to have some speed to do this movie. There we go. UE complete. For this part, still got it. I'll have to do another little UE. And then I'll taxi the taxiing via Alpha runway 05 to back taxi. And make sure we're all a little bit covered. And we are beginning to get some daylight, of course. After we land. Probably Lanzarote won't be that big of a piece of shit. Lap 3. Madeira traffic speed bird 56 kilo entering runway 05 to back taxi. Madeira traffic. I gotta say there have been a lot of airports that we've had to back taxi at. And I was expecting you to have to do that at Gibraltar, but you didn't have to. So I don't have Gibraltar. Cabin good.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Good. I will say the default scenery in FS24 is better than it. It's actually usable. Madeira traffic speed bird 56 kilo taking off runway 05 via the Oscar 1 Echo departure of the Madeira traffic. Anaflex 57 auto thrust blue. Airspeed alive. 60 knots check. 80 knots check. 100 knots check. V1 in rotate. Positive RP, you're up. And run the terminal. Props to 1. Madeira traffic speed bird 56 kilos now. Airborne passing 1,000 vital 350. Madeira traffic. Props to 1. So here's the challenge here. They're telling me at runway 03 for Leonardo. So we need to get this in now because yeah. Oh, actually, in that case, we're gonna go Larry is too proper. Call it. Actually, let's see how useful this round is. Alright. Yeah. Max 200. And I'll take max. Alice is seems like a very complex Alice. That's good. Oh, it's not that complex. Main thing is much new. Okay. Pressure now. A little late on that, that's fine. We'll take an Alice to runway 03. By the Larry's to Papa Rep. Then run us to Larry's. Bed, and then golf. Yeah. Then Apid to Golfy. Maybe that one. Okay, there we go. Now we got that in. Right. And then, yeah, we're going to be there in, what, 50 minutes is what it says me, so, yeah, we're going to get up there to altitude now. And, yeah, I'll be back at the automator. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I was putting a thing out in the aeronaut page, so. That landing was 2 words. Insane and ridiculous. And it's insane that New Sky gave me a 10. New Sky gave me a bloody 10, guys. So, okay. I've gotten, like, sir, 58%. Wait, done. Right. 58% way done with this now. We are approaching the end of this, to be clear. And we'll probably do like the single one or whatever. This isn't very good. This is... Yeah. This is not our shortest flight, to be clear. Our shortest, like, probably... Our shortest flight is going to be from Brussels to London Gatwick, but that's a little bit still a very short flight. Shorter than Heathrow to Hay. So, quite short. Right. I suggest we end up trying to get the performance out in a few moments. Yeah, just to be clear, in real life, if we had done what we just did at Madeira, our license would A, be suspended. The aircraft would probably catch fire, and we'd probably not be getting away with it with only a license suspension. We'd probably be looking at criminal charges, if I had to guess. What we did at Madeira, it's like, would never happen in real life. If it did happen in real life, the wing was like this, guys. The wings were not level. No, if we did what we did at Madeira in real life, we would not be. Let's just say that we would not be straight, and that I'd probably be in a jumpsuit in some no-name prison halfway around the world. In handcuffs, people getting transported to a different country or whatever. Yeah, we would not be the plane crash. This is one of those things that the Irish pilot would say is an absolute fuck up or whatever. So, anyway, our top descent is time 547. There we get to that. This doesn't give us any altitudes, does it? No, it does not. We have a hold at Madeira. We have a very, very strong headwind. That's a very, very strong headwind. Max 200 knots. So, in that case, I want to guess we're going to be at around 2,000. Or, sorry, around 5,000. Cross there is not above 7,000 or something. There it is. No. We ain't doing that shit. We ain't pulling that shit off right there. Actually, might go soon. And 23 miles. Yeah. We'll pass the areas that are around 7. No, we'll go 10,000. Now that means we have to be 100% now. Now our descent will be in there. So. And then 250 knots will be like 10,000. And then at Larry's. And then at that, it is max 220 knots, and then it is Maffin, and then Golfy at that altitude there, which does make sense. Actually, at Golfy, I think I went. At Golfy, that's not right. At Golfy, we need 2,300. We need 2,300 at Golfy. Okay, that's good. That's all acceptable, in my opinion. All that is acceptable, in my opinion. That is all very acceptable. And then, those obviously goes. Then it is a 3-degree glide slope. Following a course of, I'm saying 031. It's close enough. It's off by about a degree. I'm not worried about being off by about a degree. Yeah, let's see here. Of course, that's all looking good. Fun. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's Niles approach. We intercept at approximate speed. What's that? No way is that a 10-mile final. That's not a 10-mile final, is it? It's saying it is. It's a fucking 10-mile final. That was quite low for. Actually, no. Anyway, 2,300 for the 10-mile final. In case of go around, it is. Turn right, max speed of 185 knots. Intercept that, whatever. We'll make it burn procedure. Yeah. So, that'll do. Flight plan. Top descent. It has a top descent in 10 minutes. So, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and relax here for a moment and be back in a few minutes. back now. Okay, we are going to begin our descent early in about 5 minutes. Because I don't know, I'd rather control the descent properly. And it looks like we'll have a place to ourselves again. I do miss having some ATC. We might get some on our way back up. Yeah, I hate those. And there's like London Heathrow. Yeah, then we'll be going up from. We'll be going to Lisbon. I don't know if we're gonna do that tonight. I know we're an estimated ETA in only about 20 to 30 minutes. But now if the Lisbon leg is only going to be an hour, which it's not going to be, then okay, I'd probably go for it. But I don't think it's going to be closer to 2 hours. So. Yeah, it's longer than the leg we just did. So I think that's going to be no longer. Anything else? I've had a bit of a long day, so yeah, and then I need to plan the video. So if we don't get to Lisbon tonight, which I don't think we're going to, if we manage to fuck this up so horrendously that it's worth it, that it's not worth it. Here's what we're going to do then. Tomorrow night, let's see, tomorrow night, in that case, tomorrow night will be to Lisbon and then to Paris, Orly. And then the night after will be Orly to Stockholm. Actually, that would be the night after. It'll be Paris to Stockholm and then Stockholm to the Knot. And then probably Friday. Of course, during that time I'll try to get out a video. Then from Lenart to Lenarka. And then Lenarka to Belgrade. Most of these are actually longer. So maybe we'll knock out Belgrade, Amsterdam, and then Stockholm. I don't know yet, but I'm thinking that we're not going to make it to Lisbon. And I wasn't expecting to. I am a little on the sleepy side. It's a little bit more sleepy than I should. Oh, I forgot I can sleep much like that so much. For transitions. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 56 kilo beginning descent now, down to altitude or down to flight level 100, level around Larry's. It'll be landing by an Alice runway 03 approach. Lanzarote traffic. Okay, let me take a look here. I do wish that this would tell us the transition outs. Orbit. It's only 7,000. I don't. It'll go orbit. We're going to go orbit medium. So that's what we'll set. QNH 1019. 1019er. Temperature 23. Wind 040 degrees. 14 knots. Do you have significant you gotta be aware of our go around procedure. Yeah, then you have to find out things. Altitude 6,000. Noted. 60. Our approach speed then is saying 133. I think that's appropriate. 133. I agree with that. 135. And then what's our bar? What is our bar to be set at? Charlie. 459. Okay. Do. Yeah, well, but this is what we do. There's no rush to send it, just that I feel comfortable with sending it. So. Even though we're still 120 miles out. So. I just think the survival procedure is absolute dog shit. So. Yeah, but we'll get to Lanarca then. We'll call it. Or sorry, not to Lanarca, to Lanzarote. For now, we get to show, and I still can't believe I pulled off a 10 at I still cannot believe I pulled off a 10. Yeah, I just still don't know how the electroner were able to pull that off. You know, and I'm going to be shouting that for a while to come, because that's not 10 performance right there. I mean, you saw the complete dog shit, the second attempt in. You saw the dog shit first attempt in, right? I'm just thinking, like, what on earth? It's like, that was not 10 out of 10 performance there. That was 5 out of 10 performance at best. But it's now New Sky gave me 10 out of 10 because on the figures that New Sky judges, I did fine. Right? But New Sky doesn't judge if your approach was absolute dog shit. Right? New Sky doesn't judge that. New Sky doesn't judge, okay, how far off from the classer are you? Right? New Sky doesn't judge that. And in fairness, I guess it would kind of be difficult for New Sky to accurately judge that. Right, because at Heathrow, right, you might be told 10 altitude 2,500 feet. You're like 8.5 miles off the classer, right? But still, the figures that I want New Sky to judge on, New Sky doesn't judge on, right? New Sky doesn't, and it's kind of hard for New Sky to implement the features that I think New Sky should really judge. You know, what I think music guide really also judge on is, and of course there's no real way to do it, right? Your ATC transmissions. That would be something better for music guide to judge on, right? How many transmissions are you missing, right? And of course we all have our fair points, right? I just think that music guide does not do a very good job at accurately judging what my should be judging. So, and that's my issue with music guide. Nothing against music guide, right? It's just that it doesn't judge what I feel like they should be judging, but then it judges stuff that I'm not, that no doubt are important factors, but stuff that maybe at the end of the day it's not the worst case scenario if you don't judge, right? That's my issue with music. It's like I was not deserving. I was in no way deserving of even a pass on that flight. Right? I was thinking, oh, how badly is this going to bash us that many, right? But it's like, still. But yeah. Anyway, while we descend. She might make us up enough to actually get up to Lisbon, and I think getting up to Lisbon would be a good idea. So I think it's enough to is the question. The answer is I don't know. Let me see if I live here. Lisbon's like only maybe about 2 hours. Yeah. It'll be 2 hours, but it'll only be 2 hours. So, okay, 2 flights in a day, that's, 2 flights in a day, that's 2 flights, that's quarterly 3 flights in a day, versus, maybe, yeah, that's, 2 flights, 3 flights, versus 2 flights, 2 flights, 2. I'm not gonna be here. That's an issue. Okay, that's 2. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4. It does get a rough day if we were to get up to this. Winds route traffic speed bird, 5-6 kilo. Further descent now, down to altitude 2,300 feet, level by Gulfy, turning direct to Gulfy at this time. Winds route traffic. it would cut off a whole day if we were to get to Lanzarote, or if we were to get up to Lisbon. I think getting up to Lisbon would be a very smart idea if we're able to. I think that would be a very, very, very smart idea. We have a very long leg, I'm sure. Okay, so that's getting to Lisbon today. That makes that 1, 2, 3, 4. Versus Lisbon tomorrow. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Well, let's try to get to Lisbon today, actually. Yeah, let's try to get to Lisbon today. Getting to Lisbon today would be a very good idea. Would be a very good idea if we're able to do it. And I think we are. So, I mean, it's not anything out of the ordinary. So. I'm going to stop curiosity. What is our news rating again now? 9.33. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. And we're above the air average right now. We're above the aeronautics average. So, maybe after this flight, I'll watch this flight. I think it's kind of fun. In that case, we're going to try to get 2 minutes. We're going to try to get 2 minutes. And then in terms of we're up to 23 flights in the A320. In the A320, we're up to 23 flights. Minimum 50 flights, minimum 50 hours. We're up to 33 hours. Average rating for the last 30 flights at 9.5 higher. Minimum rating for the last 10 flights at 8 minutes. Those are some pretty strict standards for the A320 rating. No, Grumpy released a new award. Let's take a look at that real quickly. Grumpy released a new award. Within an hour of landing. From sequence, right? It is a total of 26 legs. Anyone who started to be dead. Yeah. Bristol to Newcastle, Newcastle to Belfast, Belfast to Exeter, Exeter to Norwich, Norwich to Eddie, Eddie to Gatwick. Damn, that's a lot. Gatwick to Guernsey, Guernsey to Liverpool, Liverpool to Kirkwall, Kirkwall to Dublin, Dublin to London Heathrow, Heathrow to Aberdeen, Aberdeen to Southampton, Southampton to Manchester. Damn, this is Manchester to Cork, Cork to Leeds, Bradford, Leeds to Jersey, Jersey to Glasgow, Glasgow to Stansted, Stansted to Shannon, Shannon to East Midlands, East Midlands to Cornwall, Cornwall to Birmingham, Birmingham to Bournemouth, or Bournemouth. Bournemouth to Heathrow, Heathrow back to Bristol. I feel like we can knock this out within like 3 days. If we were really committed, I feel like we could knock this out within maybe 3 or 4 days. So, because all of those are not any longer than about an hour and a half long flight. I need to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, and I'm a little, I've been some little annoying anger about it. But a package has been cold, and all of that. Anyway. Turn this down. That range down. 30 miles an hour. Turning final. It's very fast that there's no matter changes. Nope. No matter changes. It's good. We can always go around doo-doo. If it don't look right, coming down. Speed 220. Actually, go speed 115. Why is there up? But what's the cabin now? And verify that we're still going to still have to place ourselves. That's easy. It's 2:15 now. That's 2,300. Yeah. now that's dealing with the pretty strong tailwinds. It's I'm gonna change that to reactive. Winds rotate traffic speedbird. Speedbird 5-6 kilo on about a 15-mile base. ILS for ILS Zulu runway 03. Winds rotate traffic. 101 minor. Okay, I know the Phoenix is trying to produce an aircraft that works like the real aircraft. But one of the things that would be nice though, what is that? Maybe Airbus can implement this in the future. You tell this the QNH. I'm not worried about the fuel on board. I know we're a little low, but I'm not worried about it. And even if I was, we could just glide down at this point. Actually, yeah, I don't know if we could glide down. We're about to turn the flying. So my hands. Yeah, I might go upstairs and grab some soup and turn around. So yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna make our way to this one tonight. That saves off. That saves us an entire day of flying. Because the thing and the way that works is it would only be one leg, but the leg in question, we have a 200 nautical mile leg beforehand, and then it's a 1500. Then it's our longest leg of the whole thing. It's a 1500. It's a 1500 nautical mile leg. Right, this is a hill. This is gliding on because it's a crosswind, which I understand that it's a crosswind, but it's going to be a turn into headwind. And yeah, we gotta be really careful not to flip this guy. It's going to be a headwind, so speed 190. Oh shit, that should be on. While ago as well. No, you guys fine? Whatever. Speed break. Migrate. We're gonna push arm now. Flaps 2. Speed 180. Lens rocket traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo, turning final now. I also run my GR3 lens rotate traffic. And I got the feeling. I know there's something else, but I got the feeling it's a trailer. It's a 10 mile as well. With airport elevation at 19 feet above the ground. Noted. After the turn, we'll go ahead and get fully configured and everything. Got one cabin. I kind of helped with the cabin shutting down. We still have to place yourselves. Speed 170. Go in the cabin, you want to get ready. Lens rotate traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo. Fully established now. ILS Zulu runway 03. Slowing to our final approach speed. Lens rotate traffic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're down. 1 cabin, I kinda need you ready. Wind 040 degrees. 1 cabin, are you not ready, cabin? There we go. Better now. Okay. Feet on rudder. We'll be going up to Lisbon after this flight. I've been here before. The flight we did with Aeronaut was Lanzarote through Madeira. So, alright, we'll be making our way to Lisbon in a bit. No, probably about half an hour, maybe. Last call, Lanzarote traffic, speed bird, 5-6 kilo, short final now. I will Suzuki runway 03. Last call, Lanzarote traffic. Alright, we'll go ahead and do this over in about 5 minutes, in about 30 seconds or so. Upon passing 800, we'll take this over. A little bit more visibility would be nice. So, well, at some point, yeah, I think we'll be fine going into reboot of the city may or may not be in our just 5, 4. No, wait, another. Give on this.
1,000.
Noted. Now I'll go into a little closer. 5, 10, 5, 4, 3. And now Barnaby, what you doing? Lay down. Back. Time to this. Do my controls. Continue approach. Stable approach, runway in sight. Actually, this approach is not like as stable as I wish.
Minimum.
Continue approach. I'm about to ready to go around. It's fucking many conditions. Let's pull together.
Retard.
I go around. That's a go around. Cross the rate of Europe. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo go around. First. That approach is unstable. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo went around due to an unstable approach. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 5-6 kilo is now entering a downwind wireless. Zoom in runway 03 for second approach. And That's where I take traffic. Yeah, that was a go-around. That was a go-around, and that was a reasonable one as well. So it was a needed one. Now, we don't have enough fuel for another go-around. We don't have enough fuel for a second go-around, to be clear. Yeah, we gotta get this plane on the ground. Yeah, we're just gonna keep this downwind. And this helps out. Yeah, flaps 1 if it helps. Good fuel consumption. Yeah, that our go around was that was a good reason to go around. I'm okay with go around as long as they're reasonable. Right? That was a necessary go around in my opinion. Yeah, we gotta debate whether or not to get to Lisbon again. I think that we're going to try. We're gonna look at how long the flight's gonna be. If it's gonna be anything over 2.5 hours, then no. But I think it's gonna be around. I think it's just gonna be over. I think it's gonna be just over 2 hours. In which case we'll try to get it at around 3 a.m. So, alright, we'll get to Gulf Beacon. And we'll pick it up again. Wind is 040 degrees, 5 knots. No change in the footage, right? No change. Yeah, no, that approach is unstable. And that's on Niles approach as well, so. Right. We're going to begin to make our base in a moment. Go ahead and turn. Direct Golfing. Land traffic speed bird 56 kilo. Turning base now for a second approach. Alice Zulu, runway 03. Land traffic. Down. Everything is down again, to be clear. Okay. You know what? Go ahead and pick it up again. And just to verify, we're still the one answer. Yeah, we got way past that. I think we got way past the center line. A lot of go-arounds are very necessary, and that felt like a good one. I was even thinking. Y'all clearly heard me think it. So, y'all clearly heard me think, this is about ready to go around. And then I saw the float, and I was like, yeah, that's it. I can't salvage anything reasonably without New Sky bashing us so hard with or we wouldn't fail, or we wouldn't pass it, right? And I'm trying very hard to get this type rating right, for the A320s. And when the requirements, average 9.5. That felt like a necessary go around. So. And then I'll be making our way over to Lisbon after that. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 56 kilo has now reestablished ourselves back on the Alice runway 03 Zulu localizer. Lanzarote traffic. Yeah. And this time we'll fly it down a little bit further. Seeing this wavy behavior, but it's fine. It's fine considering we got a 24 knot headwind. It's not very established though, now is it? It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay. I'm gonna back up now. Quad slip intercepted. 150. Yeah, I might want us to go a little bit faster. I can't blame it. Lanzarote traffic speed bird 56 kilo. Now 5 mile final Alice runway 030 approach. Lanzarote traffic. Didn't think this airport would be that hard. But yeah, no, when you have a massive headwind, you have a 15 knot headwind, or whatever it is, with a slight crosswind component, it's kind of hard not to. Let's go ahead and slow to our final approach speed. Lanzarote traffic, last call speed bird 56 kilo, now short final Alice Zulu runway 03. Last call Lanzarote traffic. And once again I'm gonna let this thing fly itself down to probably about maybe 800 feet or something like that. So we're gonna be sitting at that. And then yeah. Actually, I'm thinking that maybe this is I want to fly it down a little bit more, I think. Could auto land it, but I don't think that's a good idea. We have the visibility to hitch the winds.
1,000.
Noted. Okay, well, we're gonna do this over. And once we're maybe like a 2 mile mile, I'll do this over. Yeah, no, this is. These meetings look kind of like the other one. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. My controls. Back on that, look lesser, please. I don't want this feeling very similar. It's feeling.
500.
Yeah, stay back down. You get
Minimum.
continue approach. And this is almost a second go. The winds are just looking horrendous. There you go. And back down. You get. Make this hard landing.
$100. 50. 30. 20. Rig down. Rig down. Jump.
Down. 303 feet per minute. That's not the best, but with that said, though, considering the conditions, I'm not upset. Considering the conditions, I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna it should not be that slow. Flaps away. Speed breaker away. Land rotate traffic, speed bird, 5-6 kilos, now vacated, runway 03. Land rotate traffic. That bird's not great, but considering what we tried, I'm okay with it. Just gonna taxi. Like this for a bit. Yeah, and then we get to make our way over to Lisbon. Lisbon time. Assuming we passed that, which I think we probably did. And those conditions were quite challenging. I thought Madeira was challenging. Those conditions, I wouldn't be surprised to see that would be a 10, considering our absolute disaster mess that we made at whatever. Not at Madeira, so. We're gonna try to get as close to the runway as possible. But yeah, that was a bit of a mess right there. Throw me an AP, please. 1, 2, 3. Right over here. Having an AP available now would be kind of handy. Yeah, no, that was almost a second go around. Parking brake set. AP not available yet. Ah, that's fine. Ground services. Power trucks and cones. Okay. That off. Unfortunately, the second I did that. Right. Auger. Close. Another 10. Again, challenging conditions, yeah, I agree with that. Another 10. Off center line. Take off. Just barely. Technically it wasn't, but it still gave us a 10 because it's not bad. Yeah. And it wasn't normal conditions, it was challenging conditions, so. Okay. Yeah. What did that do to my rating? To my rating though? 1.35. Nice. My word. Time to make our way up to Lisbon. Uh, 5-6 kilo. I want us to not have that many passengers. Duration 2 hours. Yeah, in that case we'll absolutely make our way up there. Generate OFP. report next flight. Mass and balance. Should reset all. Load aircraft fast. 5 minutes. Wonderful. That gives us some time. Speedbird 5-6 kilo. Okay. Init. Request. Speedbird 5-6 kilo. Let's see, what did it give us? New flight plan. Cost index 47. Much nicer. So 360. Not surprised about that. That seems about accurate for today. And then we're taking obviously runway 03. Flight plan. Departure via runway 03 has us on the VATC. The VAT 2 Yankee departure. Vast 2 Yankee departure. Okay, that's looking solid now. We can go ahead and take those out. Performance. Oh, 03. That does not give me the margin I would like. Take a look here. Same with that. 30. Well, actually, it kind of does, but still. That's on flaps 1. If we were to do flaps 2, that's much better distance. 132, 137, 139. Flaps 2. And then flex to temp 49er. You guys are actually I cancel this thing actually. Yeah guys, I'm beginning to get a bit of a headache actually. I'm thinking it's the difference in one day. And I think I'm gonna have better content for y'all. We might be able to knock out 3 flights in a day, I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually gonna cancel this flight because I'm going to get a headache and I don't think I can make it the next 2 hours. So, yeah, in that case, everyone, I'm sorry to say we're gonna get to Lisbon, and it's like, no, I'm getting a little tired here. The T did not do a single piece of shit, and yeah, I'm just thinking that it's not the best of ideas to try to get to Lisbon right now. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in, man. It was a blast, especially Seb. Right, it was a blast talking to you. Anyway, I'll talk to you all on the next one, which will probably be tonight or tomorrow, probably. Yeah, just that I don't want to risk getting there and not being able to continue the flight right because New Sky will bash both me and the airline if we decide to cancel the mid-flight. Yeah, I'm just thinking that that's not a good idea. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all later today, actually. But we will go ahead and do our leg to, we'll get our, no, actually I'll give you all a sneak peek of what we're going to try to do tonight. Tonight, It'll be to Lisbon, then Paris, and then Stockholm. Stockholm's optional. I'd like to try to get to Stockholm tonight, or sorry, I guess tonight. It's not a guaranteed thing. Because these are all reasonably long legs, the long distance up here. So that's probably 6-7 hours. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. This guy will probably be knocking out in a single day, or I might not. I might even knock that off. I might even knock that out off camera. Yeah, I don't know. And then all these flights are gonna. These final 3 we're gonna be doing one day because there's no point in minutes. And now we got 2 hour long, 45. Oh, you can't see this. Yes. So we're gonna knock these final 3 flights out in one, right? So yeah, then tonight, or yeah, I guess later tonight, we're gonna knock out Lisbon, and then we're gonna get up to Paris, I think, and then we'll go. And then this next one, we're gonna go Stockholm to Lennart. We're gonna go Orly to, or at least Lennart. And then this will probably be a single day. This 1500 Nakama to Lennart to Lanarka. That's a really long one. And then then these two will be in a single day. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Probably tonight if I get dangerously sick again. Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was a blast standing up in here. I mean, it was painful, but it was a blast. So, and our rating is going up. Anyway, I will see you all later soon.